Okay, if you want to begin to understand the spiritual realm, but you don't really know where to start, let me give you a very, very brief kind of introduction understanding. So, if you just go to Google really quick and look up something called the electromagnetic spectrum. When you look this up, find you a diagram with pictures on it specifically. Okay, so basic explanation of this electromagnetic spectrum. The electromagnetic spectrum is a diagram of the waves that exist in our world, but also reflects what we can actually see. So there's a little space that's usually indicated with a box in the middle of the diagram, and this is called visible light, meaning what our eyes can see, what we can see with just our eyes without any assistance. So this is your Roy G. Biv. This is the rainbow, the colors of the rainbow. This is you being able to see different objects and stuff in front of you based on color and things like that, right? So around the electromagnetic spectrum, you will see that there are other forms of waves that are traveling among us, right in front of us, that we can't see with our eyes. Those waves include like microwaves, radio waves, X-rays, radiation, I don't know what in the world, radiation. So there are waves in our visible light spectrum that are considered higher frequency, right? So we can't see them. And then there are waves that are considered lower frequency, so we can't see them. But we can see this tiny bit in the middle, right? That is the limitations of the human experience. But underneath the chart on most diagrams, you will see not only are they talking about wavelength, but they're also talking about energy, right? Meaning there's a certain level of energy that we are able to perceive, and there are certain levels of energy that are too high for us to perceive and too low for us to perceive, right? So our being, human beings, right, we exist in this frequency, in this level of energy. So if you don't think that there's spirits, if you don't think that there's others, you have a very limited view of thinking. Because if you believe that your cell phone literally sends a frequency out that bounces off the cell tower and it bounces back to you, if you believe your cell phone works, then you believe in invisible waves. And they're invisible to our eyes, but they're very much there. They're very much there. So the same way that we are beings that are very much here in this visible spectrum, there are lower spectrums where beings exist, and there are higher spectrums where beings exist. I hope that was like easy to understand.